All right, so we asked some Las Vegas locals, what are the top things they hate about living here in Las Vegas? And I've got them all in this bowl right here, and we're gonna go over them one by one in no particular order. So stay tuned. All right, what's going on, guys? So again, if you're new to my channel, my name is Russ. I'm a realtor out here in Las Vegas, and you may be considering moving out here, but wondering what it's like to live out here and what you should be looking out for. So again, we asked some of the Las Vegas locals out here, what are some of the things that they dislike about living here? But before we move on, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell. That way you're always notified every time I put out new videos about real estate and living here in Las Vegas. All right, guys, so let's get this show started. So again, in no particular order, I've got everything in this bowl right here. So the first lucky one is allergies. So moving from the Bay, that is definitely something I did notice. For some reason, my allergies just started acting up, and I noticed a lot of other people that just moved here, their allergies, or they would tell me their allergies are really bad compared to where they moved from. My guess is because, again, we live in a desert. It's very dusty out here, especially with all the new construction and the development out here. There's a lot of dust being kicked up in the air. So again, that's definitely going to be something you may want to expect, your allergies acting up. All right, let's keep this moving. So second one here. The construction. So obviously Vegas is just booming these days. A lot of development, a lot of new construction, a lot of roads being worked on, and the construction is a little bit of a pain in the ass. I mean, if you haven't heard already, those orange cones have been known to be our state flower. It just seems like the construction out here is just nonstop. And of course, with that creates a lot of traffic and delays depending on where you're going to be commuting. So again, if you're moving out here, definitely expect a lot of construction happening. All right, so let's move on to number 3. All right, so winner, the critters out here, the animals, the bugs. I mean, depending on where you're coming from, the bugs out here are a little different. I mean, again, we live out here in the desert, so expect to have scorpions, different species of spiders. We do have a lot of coyotes running around, especially with all the construction, again, happening. I mean, at the end of the day, we are moving into their home and getting them displaced. So there has been a lot of coyote sightings in a lot of the neighborhoods out here. But as far as me living out here, I mean, I've noticed some scorpions in the area, some spiders. There is a tarantula migration that they talk about during the fall season. I've never seen it. And of course, if you do a lot of outdoor stuff and hiking, be cautious because there are rattlesnakes out here in the desert. So again, if you're not all about these crazy critters, maybe Vegas may not be for you. Okay, moving on. Car insurance. That's definitely another thing that I noticed moving from the Bay Area here to Vegas. I definitely noticed a higher cost in car insurance, and I've been told by everyone else their car insurance compared to where they came from is a lot higher. So it doesn't matter if you have no tickets, no accidents, definitely expect to be paying a lot more in your car insurance compared to where you're coming from. All right, moving along. So we've got number 5. Whoop. The drivers. The drivers, I'm not gonna lie, they are pretty crazy out here. I like to blame and say they're all coming from California. Everyone likes to speed. Everyone seems like they've got to get somewhere super fast. And personally, I feel like no one knows how to merge out here. So definitely be cautious if you're on the road out there, and if you're new to these roads, definitely make sure you're looking left and right. The other thing is it seems like everyone likes to run the red lights over here. So if you're at a red light and it turns green, I highly suggest that you wait an extra few seconds before you start gassing it and crossing that street. All right, moving on to number 6. All right, so No ocean or beach. Yeah, we're out here in the desert. There's definitely no ocean or a beach nearby. The good thing is I always like to tell people when they're new here is we're about 3 to 4 hours to some really great beaches out here in California, which personally I think is a pretty easy drive. And if you don't want to make that drive, we do have Lake Mead. We also have right across the border called Willow Beach, which is a really nice area just to hang out. And if you want to drive a little bit further up, there's some really beautiful lakes out there in Utah. So again, although we don't have an ocean or a beach, we're definitely within driving proximity of really nice bodies of water in our surrounding states. All right, let's keep this rolling. So, number 7. The obvious, the summer heat. So if you haven't already heard, it does get super hot out here. It starts to get hot about maybe end of May, early June. And I would say average heat out here is about 105, 110 degrees. But it does peak up to 115. And in some cases, I have seen 120 degrees. So you definitely want to prepare for that climate and maybe start acclimating yourself to this crazy heat. I mean, obviously, we do live in the desert. But, you know, it's not like anyone's really hanging out outside all day during the summer. As long as you've got AC in your house, AC in your car, and AC at where you work, you're gonna be fine, and before you know it, the summer's gonna pass by. All right, guys, so we got 2 left over here. So, the dry air. It's definitely dry out here, and I don't like it. It's not good for my skin, and I know for a lot of women, they don't like it because it's not good for their hair. So personally, we get the dry heat in the summer, which I kind of like versus the high humidity compared to other areas. But definitely in the winter month, that cold air hits a little different. So again, be prepared for that dry air. And again, ladies, you're not gonna like it because I've been told it's not good for your hair. All right, guys, we made it to the end. So number 9, which is a good one, the addiction. They don't call us Sin City for nothing. So again, this is something you may want to keep in mind, especially if that's something that you struggle with. We're talking about gambling, the alcohol, the drugs. If that's something that you currently struggle with, living here in Las Vegas, I'll have to admit, may be a challenge for you. You'll definitely want to have a new mindset, a lot of discipline, and most importantly, a really good support system when dealing with these kind of things. Not that it's impossible to avoid these things in Las Vegas, but we are pretty close to a lot of these things here in Las Vegas. All right, guys, so hopefully that was helpful and gives you a little insight of what to look out for if you're considering moving here to Las Vegas. If you're a Las Vegas local, comment down below what you don't like about Las Vegas, or if any of these things that I just mentioned is something that you relate to. And if you're considering moving here and purchasing a home, obviously I'm a realtor here. I'd love to connect with you. I'll have all my information down below. I've got a QR code that you can scan out right here and fill out that Google form. And that way we can set a time to connect and I can learn a little bit more about your plans for Las Vegas. All right, guys, see you guys on the next one.